Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to bring you out to my tomatoes today and show you a little cool project that we're working on. I've always known that you could, I guess, start tomato plants off of, sorry about my rooster, off of your current tomato plants, but here's my current row of tomato plants, and I don't know, about a week or 10 days ago I was out here and pruning limbs, and it actually, probably most of you guys know that keeping your lower limbs up off the ground with tomato plants helps prevent disease. A lot of the disease is soil borne, and so it helps if you just kind of keep your stalks, you know, pretty clean. Like I've kind of cleared out the understory here on all these. Well, a lot of the limbs that I removed were primary limbs, meaning that they weren't just foliage, they were actually a limb. I saved those, and I was going, you know, some people root these and take them and plant them, and I've got a few extra spots where I could put some more tomato plants, so I'm going to stick them in some water and just, you know, I mean, I've seen people, you know, put them in moistened soil and they root, but I was going, well, I just have these, you know, cups and nothing fancy, I'll just stick them in water and see if they do anything. Well, they did, and we're going to go around to the greenhouse and I'll show you that. Okay, so I brought these out on the potting bench so we can see a little bit better. So I just saved, you know, all kinds of cuttings of, you know, random primary branches. And so I have no idea what's what here, because I didn't mark anything or, you know, to identify which plant it came from, but you can see some of them already have fruit on them and they're all flowering and stuff, so I would expect that when we get them in the ground they're just going to take off, but let me look at a couple of them here and show you what they got going. So check that out. In just plain old water, no rooting hormone or anything, just after, you know, maybe a little over a week. So, and I'll pull these guys up and see what we got. Oh, yep, on both of them. Roots on both of them. I'd say if we just planted those and water them in real good, they're probably going to go, because obviously they want to. So, and there's another one. Hey kiddo, I'm making a video. Get down. Get down.
That's my brother.
So pretty much all of these, it looks like. I could pull them all out of their cups and show you, but there's just more of the same. You can see roots on every one of them. So they really just did amazing. They just want to grow and thrive. Awesome. Well, we're going to take these around to a spot that I have and put some of them in the dirt. Hey, one more thing here at the bench. I'm always finding, you know, interesting things because, you know, we've got a house that's over 100 years old. There was apparently the original portion of this house, it was here on the property in 1893. So, and we're actually not really clear when that original portion of the house was built. So, but I'm always finding interesting things. So, you know, I found this. I'm not really actually sure what that is, but just out here digging in the garden, and you just never know what you'll find. But check this out. That is a garden tool right there. Somebody else's garden tool, I guess, from way back. It's got a kind of a molded handle, and interesting, huh? Really interesting. So I just save these things if I find something that's cool, and something actually that's pretty bizarre that I have in my pocket. I'll show you real quick. I was digging in one of my garden beds, and this house stood vacant for quite a while before we came here. So, and we've been almost 20 years down the process of remodeling this house, but I was out here digging in the garden. So, and we know that there was no one here really, you know, for quite a while. But I was digging in one of my garden beds, which you know, this used to be lawn. I built this garden and built all these beds. So, but just digging around, you know, a week or so ago in one of these beds, I found these. And those are polished stones. Yeah, I was going, you know, that's man-made. Polished stones from something. I kind of looked around that area to see if I could find any more because I found the two of these. But there didn't appear to be any more. There's just these two that were, you know, pretty much in the same area. But so I've just, you know, kind of been keeping them in the pocket of my coveralls. Interesting though, huh? You just never know what you're going to find. We have found some interesting things, definitely. So I thought I'd share that with y'all. Okay, so I went ahead and planted in some of those tomato starts, and yeah, I just kind of did it like you would when you're originally planting your tomatoes. I removed some of the real low leaves and planted them kind of deep. Kind of same thing, give them an opportunity to get a good root base, and you can see I have a few other things. I've got some beans and some squash going on over here, and this area actually isn't part of my mulch garden. This used to be an area where we raised some chickens last year, and we had a little chicken run set up here. So, you know, that was bare ground pretty much. And I just started cultivating it with a fork and planting stuff out here, and so, you know, things seem to want to go, and it's actually kind of a nice spot right now because it's kind of halfway still in the shade. So I'm going to go ahead and water these guys in, and in another week or two I'll let you guys know how they're doing. I expect good things because they seem like, you know, they're vibrant, and you know, they don't seem shocky. They seem like they want to grow, and they're getting roots on really quick, and you know, I see only positive signs. So I think I'm probably going to get a bonus crop here. So I'll let y'all know. So I went ahead and put in another row of them here. I showed you guys the ones I put over on this side of where the beans are going to be. So we got those ones, and those were the bigger ones that were started first, so they had a little more root established. And these smaller ones, they didn't have quite as much root, but I think that they're showing enough tenacity and enough will to live that you know, I'll just keep them watered in real well, and I think they're going to do all right. So I just went ahead and planted them, you know, after giving it another thought. I'm going to go ahead and water them in right now. And I wanted to mention something else really quick. You know, since this area isn't in my mulch garden, my Back to Eden style garden area, then an issue that I have in areas like this where it's bare soil, as compared to in the mulch garden. In the mulch garden, I don't get a problem with every neighborhood cat using my garden space as a toilet. But out here, then I'm always finding little gifts in my garden space from neighborhood cats coming by and leaving some nasty in my garden. So that's a plus for Back to Eden that I haven't seen anybody else talk about. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and water these plants in, and I'll let you guys know how they do in a couple of weeks.